Good evening, folks. So the wee fly I've got in my vise tonight is a Mallard Claret. It's another Scottish fly, and this was developed by a man named William. He was tying grouse and clarets and ran out of grouse. So the hook I'm going to use tonight is a short shank special in a size 10. Yeah, that's a size 10. So the gape on this hook is equivalent to a size 10, but the shank is equivalent to a size 8. The thread I've got here is 80 Claret by Semperfly. Bit of wax on the thread and we'll start out at the eye. We'll just run that down the hook. And we're going to stop just in front of the barb. Now, this is an old, very old fly from, I think it's the 1950s, 1850s, sorry. And it would compete with any fly you'll bring out today. So the tail on this wee fly is going to be golden pheasant tippets. Now these are dyed hot orange. I do like the dyed hot orange ones. With the standard natural tippets, sometimes you get the odd very, very light white fibre, and I just don't like how it looks in the hook. So that's about 6 to 8 fibres. I want them to be just about the length of the hook shank. So I'm just tying it on my side, 2 turns, and I'll put a turn underneath. The turn underneath really just helps to stop them sagging down. Now the rib on the fly is going to be oval gold. This is medium. So just offer that up the side of the hook. Want that tied in the full length of the body. The same as the wee tips on the golden pheasant. We're going to run that up the body. Right. You don't need to be overly fussy with touch and turns on your way up. Or your way back down. You just want to try and keep the body good and smooth. It doesn't really matter because it's going to have a dubbed body, but it's good practice. The wax on our thread before we come in with our dubbing. The dubbing for this wee pattern is Seals for Substitute and Claret. This is by Kindale and Drumore. So, just dubbing some on the thread and start it at the back. And once I get 2 turns on, I'm going to tighten up. I'm going to work up the body. And notice the body's not overly super thick on this. And that's what I'm going for with this wee pattern. There's a slight taper in it. I'm going to come up here. Just going to come back down through it. And that's another reason why I do the bodies quite thin, is so that I can come back down through and back up again without overloading the fly. Just feel like the dubbing will stay on the fly better. I'm just sweeping everything back, a couple of turns. And the next is going to be our rib. The first turn of our rib is going to be almost a straight turn at the tail. And we're going to come up the body. Right, I like to see 4 turns in this wee fly. Couple of turns to hold that, and we can give it a bit of pressure to lock it in. And snip that away. Save that for the next fly. With the oval gold, I always like to come in and smooth out where I've cut it with my nail, and it just helps create a smooth base for the next material. And on this fly, that's going to be a claret hen neck. This is a very dark claret, and this is what I like for this fly. So I'm just looking for a feather that's got long enough fibres. You don't want to be shy with it. So you want it to go good past the hook. Expose the tip. We're going to catch it in. Just 2 or 3 turns. Fold the tip back. A couple more turns. You slide your fingers back, the tip should come out. Just snip it away. So this one here is long enough that I don't need hackle pliers. Hopefully, and you can still see what I'm doing. So I'm just sweeping everything back on my finger and thumb. And I'm holding it onto it as I'm turning. And that's just helping keep it all in place. Again, just sweeping it back as I'm doing my turns. You want a good bit of hackle on this wee fly. And claret, it would be one of my favourite colours for flies. So that will maybe do me there. Again, I can just put my finger on the eye of the hook. And I can come up on my thread, and if I miss, I don't end up losing the whole lot. So just 2 turns to hold it. Sweep everything back. Now, if you buy a good neck, the stock should be thin enough that you can fold it back. And then just break that away. Just run my thumb and finger through the fly. Make sure I like where everything's sitting. And the next material is going to be bronze mallard. And for this figure, when I tie my dabblers, I'm usually left with a wee bit at the top of the feather. I save all that for these. So just pull off a small slip and fold it. Right. It's quite hard to show on camera, but with the dabblers you're doing a cloaked fly. With this, it's just a slip on top. You want it shorter than the tail, but not much, you know, probably about there, maybe a wee bit less there. So I'm just going to hold that with my thumb and finger, coming up and pinch and loop. Pinch and loop. I'm not happy with that, so I get another slip. So the tips just weren't lined up right on that one. So take my time and line the tips up. Anything that's not lined up, I'll try and get it into place. And that's the beauty about fly tying. There's no rush. You can take your time. You can go back. You can, you know, it's your fly. You do it the way you like. That's looking a bit better. Just gonna come up, offer it up to the hook, see if I'm happy with the length. Hold it in the other finger, pinch and loop, down, pinch and loop, pull down. That's looking a bit nicer. Just a couple of turns to hold that, and I'm going to come in. Always when I'm snipping bronze mallard, I'm holding on to the wing. And starting my eye at the thread, at the eye again. I'm going to build my head going backwards. Still holding on to the wing in case I move anything. And building her head. There's a wee fibre of dubbing there that I'm not happy with, so I'm just going to sweep it back, bury it into the head. Won't be too short, I might need to cut it out. Got it. There's one bronze mallard fibre there I'm not happy with. I'll snip it out, or break it out. And we're going to come in and whip finish now. Now, you can put your varnish onto the thread and whip finish. I'll show you that now. So this just helps to lock in the knot. Just a small touch of varnish on the thread, and that buries the varnish into the head. but I still prefer to go out over the top of the whole head with the varnish. I'm going to have to get myself some thinners because this is very, very thick. But just coming around the whole fly, taking my time. Now, I snipped about 90% of the bristles away on this wee varnish brush. Now, I'm not sure what thinners I need for this. If anyone in the comments knows, if you let me know, please, that'd be great. Is it just standard paint thinners? So, just coming around the head, nice and slow, taking my time. Now that claret thread really comes to life when you get a touch of varnish on it. And that's the wee fly finished. So I would tie these wee flies in 10s and 12s. It's a great fly whenever the fish are on nymphs, and you would want that on your top dropper or middle fly. Wouldn't really put that on point. I would go with a claret dabbler on the point probably. Now I have a friend who swings this wee fly on the river to great effect as well. But hopefully you've enjoyed that, and thank you for watching.